Hi, this is Edward Troxel. In this tutorial we're going to continue expanding on our previous tutorial, which did the logo resize, only this time we're going to add the match aspect to this so that it will do the total thing so that we can move it anywhere we want on the screen. I'm not going to get into all the math involved in doing the match aspect. I'm just going to show you the code that's necessary to make that happen. So let's take a look at the code. This is the previous script we were working on, but I've added one new line of code here. So we have if event selected, we want to do a match aspect on that event, and then we will continue doing all the resizing of it. But there's a lot of code behind this one little line right here. So this one little line right here is actually calling a subroutine that we've written. So let's go down and look at that subroutine. Here is the match aspect subroutine. It is expecting to get a track event, and so that was what we had passed up above. The first thing it's going to do is create a float variable for the width of the project, and it gets the project video width. Then we have a float variable that's the height of the project, and we get that from project video height. Next, we have a double variable called pixel aspect. This is the pixel aspect ratio, and we get that from project video pixel aspect ratio. Then we calculate the aspect, which is also a double, by calculating the aspect times the width divided by the height. Next, I need to get the media stream, which I'm calling media stream, and we call get active media stream. This is one of the routines we added the last time, so it's already in our code here, so we don't have to worry about it this time because it's already there. Then if the stream is null, if it is not null, notice the little exclamation point here, if it is not null, then we can process it. So we get the video stream from the media stream. So as we saw last time, we can do it video stream is the media stream as video stream, or we could put the video stream in parentheses before it. We'll just leave this one as it is. Then we have our double media pixel aspect is the video stream pixel aspect ratio, which could be different. So our video stream could have a different aspect ratio than our project does. Then we're going to get the video event, which is the track event as a video event. And once again, normally we would just put it in parentheses in front. This is actually older code that I've pulled in, and I just haven't modified that. And then we have a video motion keyframe. This is all of the video motion keyframes. So the keyframes we get from the video event, video motion keyframes. Next, oops, there's an extra semicolon there. Next, we want to get our keyframes count. And in this case, we're actually going to go through the keyframes backwards. And then we're going to get each keyframe. This keyframe is the, you notice we use the JJ variable up here, so we're going to get the JJth keyframe. And then we call match output aspect with this keyframe, the media aspect ratio, and the project aspect ratio. So it's going to do this for every keyframe. Then when it gets done, it calls myvegas.updateUI, which basically just updates Vegas so that everything is up to date on the screen and all of the media is up to date. But we call this routine here called match output aspect. The question is, what does that routine do? Well, fortunately, we have that routine right here. So let's scroll up, and we can start going through this routine. Like we said, it passes a keyframe, the media pixel aspect, and the project pixel aspect. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we have a video motion keyframe variable that we name keyframe save, and we set that equal to keyframe. Basically, this is just a fail-safe, and that if something goes wrong in this try, notice we have a try here, which means down below we have a catch. Here's the catch. If something goes wrong, then we're going to set the keyframe back equal to the keyframe save. So we just saved it just in case we can put it back if something happens. Okay, let's go through our try section here. First we get the rotation value, because if our media has been rotated, what we want to do is unrotate it. So we get the amount of rotation from the keyframe.rotation, and then we say rotate by, and we want minus rotation. So if it was rotated, say, plus 10, when we rotate it minus 10, it'll be back to 0. If it was rotated minus 25, then this would rotate it plus 25 to get it back to 0. Okay, we've done this right here before. We've got the width, which is our top right x minus our top left x, and we're getting the absolute value, so that's a positive number. And then the same thing with the height, the absolute value of the bottom left y and the top left y. Then we want to get the current aspect based on the aspect of the media itself. We do that by taking the media aspect times the width divided by the height. And then let's find the center. So the center y would be keyframe.center.y, and the center x would be keyframe.center.x. And then we're just creating a new variable here that we're going to be using down below, but we wanted to create it here so that it could be used in multiple places down below and not get into a redefinition issue. So now we have to get our bounds. We're creating a new bounds from the keyframe top left, the keyframe top right, the keyframe bottom right, and the keyframe bottom left. So we have a new bounds based on this particular keyframe. Then if our current aspect is less than our aspect out, then we want to alter the y coordinates. Otherwise, we want to alter the x coordinates. In this case, to alter the y coordinates, we do our current aspect divided by our aspect out, and then we adjust our top left y is our top left y minus our center y times the float of our factor times our center y. And then we basically are doing this same thing 4 times, once for each of the y values. Down here, if we're altering the x coordinates, then we're getting our d factor is our aspect out divided by the current aspect. Notice that's backwards to what we did up here. But then all of this is basically the same as we did above, only we're doing the top left x minus the center x times the d factor times the center x, and we're doing all of that for every one of these x values. Next, we need to set the keyframe dot bounds equal to our new bounds, and then we're going to come in and rotate by the rotation value that we had initially, so that if it was rotated plus 10, it is now rotated plus 10 again, now that we're finished with adjusting the 4 corners. So now I am back to my 4K project. Notice it's 4096 by 2304, and I have the picture on the frame again, and we're going to run our script again. And notice it reduced in size, and if we open our pan crop, you'll notice that it does say 4096 by 2304, and if we come in and move our box around, notice it goes all the way to the edge on both sides. Let me scoot that over just a little bit, and we can see it does go all the way to the edge. So now we have both our match aspect and our resize back to original size all in one script. So I hope you find this tutorial helpful in that it shows how we can do the match aspect It's a lot of code and a lot of math behind it, and we didn't get into all the math behind it, but the code does work, and so this will get you going in getting a match aspect done using a script. So I hope this helps you out. If you have any more questions or have any specific script you want to see done, please let me know. And I've also uploaded this to my website so you can download it and not have to retype in all the code. Just look at the description on the YouTube channel or on my website and you can download it directly, and that way there's no issue with making typos. And I know I skipped over some stuff, so you won't have to see the blurry screen and try to figure out what those letters were. So I hope you find this helpful. Please sign up at www.jettv.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.